I've had really severe anxiety since I probably had memory. I couldn't do a lot of the things that other kids would be doing. They would go out for like sleepovers and I would always be like, why can't I do that? And it was just this unexplained thing because it would come in the form of stomach aches or, headaches or just feeling so sick. And then eventually I got diagnosed as anxiety in middle school. I've always seen mental illness as like the metaphor that everyone's waiting for, kind of like in people in California, they're always waiting for the big quake. They're talking about the big quake. And so that's just kind of what I was doing. I was just waiting for the big quake at some point in my life. At one point I did have that big quake moment, my very last day, my freshman year of college, and I had a heat stroke. And that just rewired a bunch of stuff up there. And so for me, that was the big one. But what I think really took down my health was every day after that was kind of a constant waiting for the big one again. With all that had happened, my brain was slowly kind of setting rules for me. It created a rule where heat's bad, we need to avoid that. And then I ate a pretty large meal and I thought, oh, this is a really similar feeling to that heat stroke. This is bad. Eating this much food is bad. And it got to the point where I had so many rules that it would take me about 45 minutes to eat a plate of food. I kept on fighting and surviving for a couple months. I think I just got to the point where I was about to give up. And I remember my therapist, he had briefly mentioned Rogers in a conversation. I just brought it up and I was like, what about this place in, I was like, what was it, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin? I knew nothing about Wisconsin. And I was going through the airport and I had to be in a wheelchair because I couldn't stand. I didn't have the energy to stand. And I just remember feeling so embarrassed. And I was like, I don't look like I need to be in a wheelchair. Like, this is embarrassing. And it was only till a couple months ago that my parents showed me some photos at the airport. I just looked like a ghost. I came with thinking that Rogers was gonna put me in like a straitjacket and I was constantly gonna be sedated. And to my surprise, there were just people that were my age, and they just, they were normal people. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that mental illness could be anybody, even the people that you would least expect. My mom would always call and they're like, are you feeling yourself again? Are you feeling yourself? I'm like, no, I don't feel myself. I actually feel a bit better. I don't really know who this person is. I still see a therapist, and the tools that I would practice here at Rogers, I still practice. I used to go to film school before Rogers, and so there's still a part of me where I really like telling stories because it makes people feel certain things. And so I think that's kind of why I'm going to school, to be a behavioral therapist. Kind of Rogers inspired that. It's because it's kind of the same thing. You do work to make, hopefully, people feel a certain thing or get to a certain place. When I was being discharged, I was celebrating because I was, kind of moving on in my progress. But as I was leaving the building, I just remember crying because they felt like they kind of felt like family members, and like I was leaving them. People here just really want to help you. They're so great. I've always called them my guardian angels.